Hey everyone, it's your buddy Crypto Profit back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at Avalanche AVAX. Right now seeing a $48.73 price point on Avalanche, seeing that 36.7% increase in just the last 24 hours. If we actually take a look at the crypto space right now in the last 24 hours, we're seeing about a 2.36% overall in that last 24-hour period. So you can understand that Avalanche is definitely the top gainer in the last 24 hours. If we actually take a look at the gainers, it's up by about 16.7% of an increase to Cosmos. So Avalanche is doing insanely well. We're going to talk today about why that may be. A lot of news regarding Avalanche in this last week coming out, and there's a lot of reasons as to why Avalanche is continuing on this very fast growth. So we actually take a look at the last week as well, a 171.16%. So we are seeing a 171% increase here in the last week. Definitely a substantial increase. Taking a look at the last month, though, this is the craziest increase in the last month across many really top market cap coins. We're seeing a 407.55% increase. Like I said, just absolutely massive, coming from a $10 price point July 21st. So if you guys were able to buy in at that $10, $11 price, you are now seeing already at least almost a 5x. So definitely a coin worth looking into still, in my opinion. I think we may see some kind of downward spiral at some point down to maybe $35 to $45. However, in the meantime, I think this is definitely worth watching at the very least and just taking advantage of dips on the way up. You know, there's a lot of announcements that kind of continue to put me in a really bull look for Avalanche altogether. I do want to take a look at the last year as well. We actually saw a push all the way up to 59.94. So anytime you see a push up to 59.94, and immediately we saw a downward spiral February down to about that 23.85. I think the same thing could be happening here. I do expect it to be a less of a downward spiral, maybe a little bit slower and a little bit steadier, but you know, you are going to have most of these coins, anytime you see something like this in the last month, a 407% increase, you are going to see it kind of come down just a little bit at the very least. I do want to talk a little bit more, like I said, about really what's going on with Avalanche and AVAX. So we are proud and officially partner with Avalanche AVAX by bringing our peer review process to their chain and creating educational content for AVAX users at wiki.rugdoc.io. Working with their talented team has really been a dream, and we are excited to make DeFi safer together. So if we actually click on AVAX, it talks more about this. Rug.io is on a mission to make DeFi safer on Avalanche, and it is a great partnership that, in my opinion, will continue to build on Avalanche, and we'll see big things taking place as we see more projects jumping on board as well. So Avalanche's fast consensus mechanism allows the transactions on the platform to reach finality within 1 to 2 seconds. Dexalot.com differentiates itself from decentralized exchanges on other platforms and offers users a very smooth experience. So Dexalot is definitely a new DEX on Avalanche with central limit order book, and it talks more about this in the actual article if you want to take a look on Cointelegraph. It kind of goes through the easy-to-use interface, the fast transaction finality in a secure environment, and then it kind of talks about that testnet activation, the presence on August 6, 2021. The project has been enthusiastic and received the community with close to 1,000 unique wallets trading on the first day. So that is obviously a lot, and we see 44,000 transactions in 24 hours. Just really, like I said, growth on Avalanche seems to be very fast right now. If we actually take a look now at DeFi Llama as well, DeFiLlama.com now tracking BenQ finance and really on the Avalanche AVAX system or platform altogether. We see BenQ or Ben. I think I'm saying this wrong. You guys want to help me out in the comments. BenQ. We're going to go with BenQ. BenQ is a non-custodial liquidity market protocol built on Avalanche. The protocol enables users to effortlessly lend, borrow, and earn interest with really their digital assets. That's one thing I've noticed with videos is, you know, you'll read something yourself and you maybe won't make a video on it, but then later on, you know, you'll go in to talk about that and you'll actually not know the wording or the way to pronounce certain things in there. So BenQ, I would assume it's BenQ, but you know, it's very interesting how that does take place and you know, now we see this tracking BenQ on Avalanche, like I said, with TVL being as high as 194 million. We actually take a look at the Avalanche tweet here, experiencing the power of Avalanche. Welcome to Avalanche Rush, the $180 million liquidity mining incentive program in collaboration with leading DeFi dApps, both on and off Avalanche, starting with AVE in Curve Finance. And this is just phase one. So this is one of the biggest things they announced recently that is definitely moving this price up. A DeFi incentive program of 180 million is going to definitely make some moves. So as a part of this program, Aave and Curve will be launching on Avalanche during the first phase of the Rush program. Avalanche's native AVAX token will be provided as a liquidity mining incentive to Aave and Curve users over a 3-month period. The Avalanche Foundation has allocated 20 million worth of AVAX for Aave users and 7 million worth of AVAX for Curve users, with an additional allocations planned for the program's second phase. So this is, like I said, one of the biggest things going on right now. 180 million, obviously a lot of money going to this program. It is set to bring blue chip DeFi applications to the Avalanche blockchain ecosystem. Growing Avalanche's ecosystem is going to only continue to rise this Avalanche value really up and forward. So jumping into the next one, we see this week's Avalanche highlights. So we have Avalanche Apricot Phase 3 is coming August 24th, not far away at all, just 3 days away. We also see Q Finance integrating with Avalanche. Benke amasses that 425 million plus in just TVL alone. Then we have the Avalanche Rush, a 180 million DeFi incentive program, is welcoming, obviously, like we talked about, Aave, and Curve Finance. So if you guys want to take a look, you can actually jump on their medium.com post, and it talks a little bit more in detail on the Avalanche Rush program and, a little bit more in detail on what's coming as well. So I think, with really the next couple of weeks and months ahead, we are going to see Avalanche, like I said, do one of two things. We're going to see either a continual rise, maybe a stabilization at some point, or we're going to see a drop back down after this kind of hype dies down. Just remember that we are in a very, very good looking last month, and that we've already made a lot of profit depending on when you actually bought in, and that, taking profits is never a bad idea. And then reinvesting later down the line when it's maybe either decreased or, jumping to another product or, cryptocurrency that is doing, similar things or similar, outlines are coming about. So I do want to say, Avalanche is still a coin I believe has a lot left in it. I don't think it's done quite yet. I think, it is just a little bit riskier to actually buy in during a 407.55% increase. As I always say, buying those red market dips is definitely something I like to do with my dollar cost averaging. I also want to say, guys, realistically, conservatively, I think, by the end of the year, we could see price predictions that would make a lot of people very, very happy. If we actually take a look, like I said, that real all-time high right now is around $59, $60 February 9th. I think we easily break that by the end of the year. I think we could easily be seeing a $100 to about $200 price point in Avalanche by the end of the year, and that's even with some volatility obviously along the way. Anytime you see this kind of massive increase, like I said, you're going to see some volatility, and I think we are going to see some volatility, but it's going to actually still push its way up to $100 to $200, like I said, by the end of the year. By the end of the bull market part 2, we could easily be seeing Avalanche pushing anywhere closer to that $250 to $350 mark at the very least, in my opinion. That's a very, very realistic conservative price prediction. So I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on where we could see Avalanche, kind of give you the update on the news and the hype surrounding Avalanche. Obviously, like I said, a lot of hype surrounding Avalanche right now, so always do your own research and deep dive into that research, because I am not a financial advisor and you should always know what you're investing in. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on to stay up to date with Avalanche, as well as so many other altcoins across the space. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you in the next one.